This is ABC 7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A state fire marshal says the 6-alarm fire that ripped through several warehouse buildings in Sarasota on Friday caused at least $1 million in damage.
That fire on Packing House Road has turned many lives upside down. ABC 7's Rick Adams shows us the aftermath of the fire 4 days later.
It really is amazing the amount of damage this fire caused. For folks who lost a lot of stuff in this fire, it'll take some time for them to pick up the pieces. Much of Raquel Burnham's life has gone up in flames. Friday's massive fire at a warehouse complex on Packing House Road in Sarasota has affected so many people in so many ways. Burnham and a colleague had 7 units full of stuff, mostly filled with antique items for their business.
Everything from like Gene Autry posters, big life-size ones, to all kinds of artwork, picture frames, jewelry.
It's a loss that will easily run into the tens of thousands of dollars for Burnham. She's hoping that the community will come together to help her and others who lost so much in this fire. JR's old Packing House Cafe suffered extensive damage to the back of the restaurant, but the front part of the building remains in good shape, giving the owner and the employees optimism that it can reopen in the coming months.
My staff's out of work, I'm out of work, we're all out of work. We gave away all the food to the Salvation Army, donated all the food to the Salvation Army, so the food's out of the building so that we can start over.
More than 20 employees are now out of work at the cafe. Some of those employees are out in front of the restaurant collecting money from people driving or walking by, and they also have a GoFundMe page.
It hasn't sunk in. I hope nobody ever has to do this, and I hope this never happens to anybody else.
The state fire marshal is looking at surveillance video to help determine the cause of this fire. Total damage is estimated at $1 million, and that number could still go up.
We had just everything melted, and it's just amazing.
Folks around here are hopeful that JR's old Packing House Cafe back there will reopen within the next 3 months. They are asking for any support from the community to be able to help make that happen. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. Authorities say a child is among 4 people killed in a 7-vehicle crash on Interstate 4 in Central Florida. A representative for the Florida Highway Patrol says the crash happened near Lakeland this morning when an eastbound pickup truck clipped another vehicle as it changed lanes. The truck veered into a median, crashed through a cable barrier, and continued into the westbound lanes. The driver and passenger in the truck were both ejected, and they died at the scene. FHP says excessive speed could have been a factor in this crash. No other details have been released about the victims.
The U.S. Attorney General in Orlando today, Loretta Lynch, insisting that investigators are continuing to follow leads on the gunman and the mass shooting at a gay nightclub there. Lynch making the comments at a news conference in Orlando where she met with prosecutors, first responders, and victims of the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Lynch says investigators will go back and see if there's anything they could have missed or done better in terms of spotting Omar Mateen as a threat. She also told the gay community that we stand with you.
Our most effective response to terror and to hatred is compassion, it's unity, and it's love. We stand with you today as we grieve together, and long after the cameras are gone, we will continue to stand with you as we grow together.
Lynch would not give specifics about the investigation or a possible motive. Sarasota police are reminding people once again to lock their cars after a string of vehicle burglaries. Over the weekend, officers responded to at least 5 burglaries where vehicles were left unlocked. In one case, a gun was stolen. The break-ins happened on Temple Street, Bay Vista Street, and Hawthorne. Police also remind drivers to hide their valuables.
A young Sandhill crane is recovering from emergency surgery after it was found shot through the neck with a nail gun. Justin Matthews of Matthews Wildlife Rescue was initially called about the crane and found it off of State Road 64. The bird was having problems walking and moving its wings. Matthews notified the Save Our Seabirds Rescue and Rehabilitation Group, which found a nail pierced through its neck.
When they was looking over him to check him out, what exactly was wrong with him, they found a nail from a nail gun that was going through his throat, which I couldn't believe that, because there's no way something like that could be an accident.
The Save Our Seabirds group immediately called Dr. Don's mobile vet services in Nokomis, and a vet there performed surgery. The crane survived and is now in stable condition. Matthews says he is determined to find out what happened. Conservationists are working to protect more than 5,000 acres in Northport.
They say Orange Hammock Ranch contains a main line for drinking water in South Sarasota County and is vital to the local ecosystem. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley has an update on the group trying to buy that property.
Good evening. The Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast got one step closer to purchasing this Orange Hammock property today, but they still have a long way to go. That long way comes in the form of a long number on the price tag.
The price is $22 million. The appraisals came in at $20 million. Where we are is we have to negotiate.
And that's where one of their biggest step forwards came today. Sarasota commissioners directed County Administrator Tom Harmer to sit down at the negotiation table. He'll be joined by representatives from Northport and the Conservation Foundation's president, Christine Johnson.
What we need at that table is the people who have the ability and the authority to negotiate on whatever municipality or whatever agency they are representing.
The Conservation Foundation wants to purchase all 5,774 acres. County Commission Chairman Alan Mayo says the property should be protected.
This piece of it does not have development potential. It is purposely being selected for its environmental qualities.
With the direction from Commission, the process moves forward with what Johnson and Commissioner Mayo said is the hard part.
Now it's time to get to the nuts and bolts of who's involved, who's paying, and what amounts.
Well, now that they know who's going to sit at the table, the Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast hopes to begin the process of negotiating with the property's owner on the price. In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. The Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast is still working to secure one more agency before negotiations can begin. An agreement must be reached before the October 2nd deadline. Looks like a pretty amazing piece of property.
It is. Yeah. It really is. Well, we're enjoying another amazing day here on the Suncoast with some low humidity. Let's head over to Bob.
That's right. The first full day of summer today, and it didn't feel like it as far as the humidity goes. Really nice and comfortable as a result of this dry air that's in place right over the state. And there's a little dividing line between the deep tropical moisture just south of Lake Okeechobee, extending all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. This is slowly, though, encroaching, and it looks like it will be in place tomorrow afternoon. Although it's still going to be a nice day tomorrow, the humidity will stay low throughout much of the day. We'll start to see an increase in chance for a shower or two to pop up in the afternoon, like they're seeing now near the Keys and also just near Miami. A brief shower there, cooling things down a little bit. But that's about the only rain I can find on the radar. There appears to be some returns here, but that's more than likely a controlled burn that you're seeing some of the smoke plume there. And just to the east of I-75 into State Road 64 and also State Road 70, some smoke showing up there. But all in all, quiet, and it'll stay that way through this evening. And it's pretty quiet in the tropics too right now. Upper level low spinning just to the west of Cuba, and some tropical moisture slowly working its way in our direction. More in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. While Donald Trump is facing questions about a change in his campaign leadership, Hillary Clinton is taking sharp aim at the Republican candidate's economic policies. At a rally in the battleground state of Ohio, Hillary Clinton wasted no time telling supporters how a Donald Trump presidency would be dangerous for America.
Just like he shouldn't have his finger on the button, he shouldn't have his hands on our economy.
Trump was in New York today meeting with Christian conservative leaders, his first day without fired campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. During Clinton's speech, Trump sent several rapid-fire tweets rebutting her critiques of him. One of the tweets saying, quote, Hillary Clinton surged the trade deficit with China 40% as Secretary of State, costing Americans millions of jobs.
When it comes to ads, the Clinton campaign is spending big bucks. Hillary Clinton and her supporters have $117 million in TV ads from now through Election Day. Donald Trump has zero. That's according to an ad tracking report from the group Kantar Media. Trump hasn't bought TV ads since May, and even then they were small amounts in Indiana and Nebraska. Pro-Trump groups, however, have spent just over $2 million recently in ads supporting him.
$333 million up for grabs in tonight's Mega Millions drawing, but it's only $226 million if you take the lump sum. Still, tonight's jackpot is the 7th largest for the Mega Millions game in its 20-year history. It ties for the 20th largest lottery jackpot ever in the U.S. The largest, nearly $1.6 billion back in January's Powerball game. Your odds of winning tonight, 1 in about 259 million. Good luck.
But it only takes one.
You can't win if you don't play.
You cannot win if you don't play, so maybe it's worth that small amount to get a ticket or two.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, dealing with the summer heat.
The specific things you should watch out for to make sure you don't get dehydrated or another heat-related illness.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150, Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. Sarasota.Ford.com.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say, "Hey, Culligan man."
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Today is the first full day of summer, and as temperatures climb in the coming months, so does our risk of heat-related illness. ABC 7's Alex Redmond joins us with some warning signs that you may be dehydrated. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. According to the National Institutes of Health, heat is the leading cause of weather-related deaths in the United States. Heat-related illness can occur in healthy people, and one of the major risk factors includes dehydration.
Do you know how to tell if you're dehydrated?
Yeah, I can tell. I'm honestly super thirsty all the time, and then you can also tell with the clothes that you wear, like if it leaves an imprint in your skin, that you definitely need more water.
Of the many ways to tell if you're dehydrated, being thirsty may not be the best indicator.
That's actually beyond the point. If you're thirsty, definitely get some water, but that means that you've waited a bit too long.
It's important to hydrate regularly, says Crunch Fitness personal training manager Jameson Fullock.
Before, in the middle, or during, and after. So consistent hydration throughout, especially if you're going to be out in the heat.
Dr. John Mason of Sarasota Medical Center says this is how you know if someone is dehydrated, by simply looking at their skin.
Most skin has enough fluid so that if you pull on it, it's elastic. But when you're dehydrated, if you pull on it, we call that tenting. It stays up because it doesn't have enough liquid.
Crunch Fitness General Manager Matt Deibler says he thought he was hydrated post-workout.
But I guess I wasn't enough according to a couple of our trainers.
And Deibler says the color of urine can be a telltale sign.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you have a dark yellow, you're not hydrated at all.
Urine should have a light color. When you become dehydrated, that urine becomes darker and darker. So it's a good indication. If you're having dark urine, you're probably not getting enough water.
Dr. Mason adds people who are dehydrated sometimes don't urinate as often as they used to.
When you're on certain medicines like diuretics or like allergy medicines, sometimes they can cause worsening of the dehydration.
Sometimes, cautions Dr. Mason, medicines like Lasix and Allegra can worsen dehydration.
Finally, if you have bad breath or if you have dried mucous membranes, it's one more indication that you're dehydrated.
You are at greater risk of dehydration and heat exhaustion if you're unable to sweat. And alcohol, caffeine, and sugary drinks also contribute to dehydration. And remember, make sure your four-legged friends keep safe with plenty of water and keep them out of the extreme heat.
And Alex, when should you seek medical attention if you feel like you might be dehydrated?
Well, if you have extreme thirst and if you have a lack of urination, you cannot urinate, you absolutely should seek medical attention. Shriveled skin is another thing. And also, if you're confused, if you're just feeling sluggish and confused, don't hesitate going to your doctor. And if it gets worse, go to the ER, because as they say, no one has ever died of embarrassment. Get to the doctor.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Alex. Now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Yeah, speaking of heat, this is excessive heat. Excessive heat warning for parts of California, southern sections of Nevada, and western sections of Arizona tonight. We're talking 115 to 120 degree temperatures anticipated through Wednesday. Again, looks like a couple degrees cooler than it has been, but that's not much considering how hot things are here. This is all going to kind of spread off toward the east. Already Kansas City under that heat advisory too at this point. And as far as we're concerned, a little bit comfortable, a little more comfortable as a result of a nice low humidity has blown in drier air. This one from St. Armand, Cindy Desmond getting this with a nice breeze blowing there, keeping things a bit cooler. And the Van Wezel webcam showing a gorgeous day out on the water. Today, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds dancing across the sky there, and you can see generally mostly sunny skies. Load up on the sunscreen too if you're heading out to the area beaches, because it's going to stay sunny. Just a few clouds developing in the afternoon on Wednesday. Some showers down to our south right now, and you can see that activity pushing from the southeast to the northwest right now. That's where all the abundant moisture is. It's all kind of bottled up down to South Florida. But for us, we'll stay high and dry through the night. And looks like a pretty nice evening with the nice, comfortable reading on our dew point at 63. Normally, this number seldom drops below 70 during the summer months, and east winds at 6, the pressure 30.04 inches, and that is high and it's holding steady. The 92-degree reading, though, although it's above average, it didn't feel as hot as it normally would. 97, the record set in 1998. This morning's low, 70 degrees, 4 degrees below average, but still pretty nice out there. No rainfall to report. And after all that rain we saw with Colin, we're only 78/100ths of an inch of rain above average for the month. Statewide temperature 91 in Tallahassee. It's 86 in Orlando, 81 degrees with some clouds left over, some rain near Miami. 88 in Venice Gardens, Inglewood at 87, Mayaca City at 90, and temperatures right near the water into the mid-80s there. Lows tonight will be a little bit warmer than this morning, but still a really nice start. 73 for a low in Bradenton, 71 in Parrish. So these are temperatures that you would normally expect this time of year, although, as I mentioned over and over again, the humidity is going to be much lower than it normally is for this time of year. But that's soon to change as winds will be out of the east-southeast tomorrow, mainly afternoon, and that will start to increase that moisture, and also that drier air will start to slip to the north. So this particular model indicating some showers in the afternoon and evening. So they'll be back tomorrow. They'll be limited, and then I think a better chance for showers and storms developing in the afternoon and evening on Thursday and even into Friday. And then we could see some morning showers developing through the weekend, especially on Sunday, as winds will turn around a little bit more to the southwest. And yes, that'll bring muggy conditions back our way, especially for our overnight readings. As far as the forecast goes, we are anticipating a little or no chance for any significant rainfall for this evening. As I mentioned, things will stay quiet here. For boaters, seas running less than 2 feet, a light chop in the bays and inland waters right in through the weekend. So pretty good boating. A lot of people will be out there enjoying that, and it looks as though we will see Generally fair conditions tonight with lows into the low 70s, and then temperatures staying right around seasonal averages right through the weekend with a good chance for more scattered storms in the afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but traffic is backed up on US 301 near Fruitville Road in Sarasota in the north and southbound lanes.
If you have some veggies in your freezer, you may want to check out a recall. The National Frozen Food Corporation has issued a voluntary recall due to possible listeria contamination. It covers frozen peas and mixed vegetables packaged by several companies. Green Cuisine, which is supplied by National Frozen Food, is recalling pesto pasta salad with arugula. The veggies can be returned for a full refund.
2 people in California are suing Starbucks over how much coffee was in their cups. A federal judge says he is letting most of the lawsuit against Starbucks move forward. The judge rejected Starbucks' claim that a motion to dismiss the suit. It states that Starbucks intentionally leaves out 25% of the drink. But Starbucks argues that the drink met expectations of, quote, reasonable customers. The judge says the customers suing can seek damages against Starbucks for fraud and false advertising.
You want a full cup, I guess, right? Of Starbucks. That's why you go there.
I mean, it does.
Every bit.
It's very expensive. It does seem
Yes.
petty to sue over something like this, but when you think about how much you're spending, and I do kind of agree that they do put a lot of ice, and it's like 2 sips and it's gone. So, you know, I see both sides of this one, but you do pay a pretty penny for that coffee, so you better get it all. Entertainment news is next.
Did you know? When your dog stays at Canine Corral, the play is free? Contact Canine Corral today about boarding and daycare packages. Canine Corral, where the love is.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix originated in 1985 by a group of local businessmen, among them the race's brainchild, the late Gene Whipp. What began as an annual picnic at the beach for children with special needs has expanded into a 10-day festival, raising $100,000 a year for Suncoast Charities for Children and generating an economic impact of $32 million for the area.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck 39 years running, the Ford F-150, Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
A Mexican vacation did not end so well for actress Selma Blair.
People magazine reports the 43-year-old actress was met by paramedics at LAX as soon as her plane arrived from Cancun, Mexico on Monday. She was taken off the plane on a stretcher. A source told People magazine it seemed she had taken a combination of prescription medication with alcohol. Blair had been traveling with her 4-year-old son on the flight.
The Rolling Stones are bringing an exhibit of more than 500 recordings and artifacts from the band's archive to New York City. Exhibitionism was launched in London in April. It will make its North American debut at the Industria Superstudio in the West Village this November. Mick Jagger says the exhibit will not be like walking through a museum. It will be an experience. It will take in music, art, design, film, video, fashion, and performance. Artifacts include guitars, costumes, personal diaries, and audio clips, and more. Tickets will go on sale in September. Academy Award-winning director Ron Howard wants you to meet the Beatles in a different way. His documentary, The Beatles, 8 Days a Week, The Touring Years, will hit theaters on September 16th. Hulu will begin streaming the movie the following day. While there have been several Beatles documentaries in the past, this one will have rare and exclusive footage of the Fab Four and will focus on the band's rise to fame from 1962 to 1966. From club gigs to Liverpool to their final concert at San Francisco's Candlestick Park.
Frozen fans will be able to see a lot more of their favorite characters from the Swedish tale. Disney says Anna, Elsa, Olaf, and Kristoff will appear in new books and an animated short film series from the Lego Group. The 8-book series will be called Frozen Northern Lights, and the 4 shorts will be inspired by the books. The books will be released in July, and the Lego shorts will air this fall on the Disney Channel. Sure to be a hit already. I'm just going to go out there and say that.
I'm hoping we don't have to wait as long for the sequel as we did for this Finding Dory.
The Nemo one, that's right. I hope so. The kids hope so too.
Yeah,
We'll be right back.
Especially.